Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're here from Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 22. God, can't believe there's already 3 episodes left. Anyway, last episode, we saved Roxy and then saw that she has a clear major crush on Rudy, and she seems to be falling in love with him the longer they spend time together. Rudy even said that he'd be down to go conquer a labyrinth with just the two of them, so she still has not been clued in on the fact that Rudy is married and has a kid on the way, so she's been hitting on him basically non-stop, and Paul made the analogy about having 2 swords and how he can't go back to having 1 anymore. Anyway, that whole thing was very fun. It was just great overall to see Roxy and Rudy interact again, even if she is romantically interested in him. Just in general, it's great to see those two back together again. And then we made our way down the teleporter labyrinth some more, and we ended up finding this one big room with 3 teleporters, and Rudy deduced that there was a secret staircase because it much resembled the room that him and Alina Lee's were in all the way back when they first got to the Bagheera continent. It was much like that room, and that room had a secret staircase which they came out of. So yeah, they ended up breaking that and finding a pink teleporter down there, an ominous pink teleporter, so we will see what that has to do with in this episode. But per usual, I'm a light novel reader. It's been legitimately over 2 years at this point since I last read a Mushoku Tensei volume, but I did read past this section of the story, and so I remember some bits and pieces, but obviously watching an anime format is totally different than reading it. But at the end of the day, I always say this every video because my reactions are non-spoiler reactions. I don't plan on talking about any of the spoilers I have until the very end of the video, where if you're watching on YouTube, you can see there's a segmented off section where I talk about spoiler stuff, and at the end of the day, yeah, that is when I'll talk about spoiler stuff. My actual reactions themselves are gonna have no spoilers for any of you people who are not light novel readers. So I just want to PSA, get that out there. I do that every single one of these videos, so yeah, per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to all of my reactions, so feel free to check out either of those of your own will. But now, without further ado, let's hop straight into Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 22. Ominous ass pink teleporter. Yeah, Rudy needs those, because he fucking sucks with healing. I'm afraid I spook easily. Alright. Yeah. Right into the OP, huh? Well, we're through the teleporter here. Girl is literally trapped in a fucking crystal. Immediately into battle, man. God damn. Okay, Paul. Oh my god. This is wild looking. Damn, she can't even stab through it. Got her out of there before I could attack her. Oh, and yep, it just dispels the magic. Man, they really had to go and give us a goddamn CGI Hydra, man. Fuck off. I'll live with it for now, I guess, unless it gets horribly atrocious. Both of those heads came back just fine. Oh, 3 smoke bombs right in its face. Just for now. Another giant smoke screen. We need a game plan before we come back here, man. Some kind of game plan. Oh my god, her left arm got messed up. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this man barely was with her. Than someone I happen to live with. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That's about right for Paul, to be fair. Loses his temper quickly, but to be fair, this is the first time he's seen his wife in, like, same for Rudy, 10 years. And she's trapped in a crystal, and so he just lost his cool there for a second. I don't blame him at all for that. From Paul's perspective, yes, Rudy is acting way too calm. Like, Paul's outburst maybe shouldn't have been so extreme, but I'm not gonna fault him for it. He hasn't seen his wife in 10 plus years. And they finally find her, and she's stuck in a fucking crystal behind a giant hydra, and so he's freaking out, and Rudy very calmly brings up the prospect of her being dead or not, because to Rudy, he doesn't, truthfully, as much as he wants to save her, he doesn't care all that much. He cares, but it's as he said, he was only with her for a few years of his life in this world. So just overall, this is a shit situation, and I don't blame Paul for freaking out at all. Yes, this is not the first time you've two argued at all. Yeah, how do we get past that? I wonder if the crystal works in a way that it's like, what's it called? Where you like suspend yourself, cryo sleep? Is that what it's called? Yeah, like cryo sleep. I wonder if the crystal is kind of this world's version of cryo sleep, so she's just been asleep for all these years. Covered in scales that absorbs mana. Yeah, because then it can't scream. If you get right up in its face and shoot it with like some magic or something when you're an inch away from it, then yeah, it can't scream to block it off. Yeah, he's using knowledge from his world. Yeah, Paul's got to be the one to cut off the head and then they sear it. And even if we can't, we found my whole family, yeah. Paul has been searching for literally since the teleportation disaster, he has been searching for 10 years just to find his whole family. We found pretty much all of them pretty early on. It's been Zenith that we've been unable to find for most of the time, because he was with Norn when they teleported. Then he found Aisha and Lilia rather quickly. Well, Rudy found them rather quickly on his journey with Eris. After that outburst earlier, poor dude just wants to see his wife again, man. Or think of plans either. Oh god. We gonna set up any more bad flags that they've been set than they already have set up throughout this episode with all these quiz statements? That is definitely not a great thing to say to your son, but Rudy is resolved. Yeah, no parents should say that. I'll share Paul's determination to make it happen. Here we go, man. Round 2, Hydra round 2. Damn, brother just went back to sleep. After they left, the Hydra just went back to sleep. Oh, he's up and angry. Woo! It's crazy that Rudy's seeing all that. Oh my god, he was went in its mouth and cut out from the inside. No, but deflected the magic still. Yeah, be reaching that head pretty quickly. Good block. Woo! That is a big blast of fire magic. Oh my god. Well, you got it. Good fucking shit, Paul. Oh my god. Also seared off that head. All right, it's not. It's that ain't healing. Woo! This is crazy, dude. Good block. Oh my god. Yeah, get her healed. Oh my god, man. Wild. Another one down. It's got a lot of heads, though. Jesus. Oh god, Talhand and Roxy got separated. Oh god, it's got Talhand's leg. Good shit, Paul. Man. I feel like I want to pause somewhere and take a minute to breathe, but oh my god, this fight is moving a million miles an hour. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's biting off the burned parts of its own head. There you go. My god, this episode is going crazy, dude. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! Jesus, dude. That would have wiped them all out if Rudy hadn't blocked that with water. Keep going, keep fucking attacking, man. Oh my god, this is crazy. And Rudy's just... You cannot give it time to bite off its own heads. Woo! This is crazy, dude. Oh my god. Jesus. Oh my god! Dude, my heart is fucking pounding. This is insane. Oh my god. His whole fucking arm is gone. Oh my god!
この魔術では失われた部位は元に戻りきらない。ヒュドラ相手に左手だけ
And only lost my left hand.
パウロが助けてくれなければ死んでいた可能性も高いだろう。助かりました、父さん。
Fucking Christ, dude. Oh. Holy fuck. This is, oh my god. Man, I fucking knew this shit. Oh my god. I knew this was coming. I knew this was gonna happen. And nothing could have prepared me for how awful this is. Nothing. Absolutely nothing could have prepared me for this. Even if I knew this was gonna happen. Oh my god. Oh, on Father's Day too. On Father's Day. Jesus Christ, man. It is, it is so much worse seeing it like this. It is so much worse. Oh, this is, Oh my god. Party's walking back in quite the silence. If they end the episode, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose it. You're missing a certain tall, blonde-haired man. I can't do this. I can't do this right now. I can't fucking do this, man. I knew this shit was gonna happen. I knew it. I literally knew. I'm not laughing at the situation. I hope you guys realize that. I am laughing in pain. I am in actual pain right now. Oh my god. Man, it happened so fucking quickly too. Oh my god. Literally in a flash. In a flash. Just like that. He pushed Rudy out of the way and fucking died. In an instant. The fight had been going well. In an instant. Oh, Christ, man. God. They're gonna end the episode here. I mean, they're literally giving an entire episode just to watch Rudy suffer. Or an entire, whatever, second half of the episode. I don't even fucking know, man. Dear God. It literally just gets worse. It literally just gets worse. That is, oh my god. They're evil. They are evil. That is the worst possible. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're evil. Oh my god. Dude. I fucking knew. I knew this was going to happen this episode. I knew. I mean, I told you guys at the beginning. I've said every episode of this entire series I'm a light novel reader. I have been waiting in anticipation for this episode for well over a year or more at this point. Nothing could have prepared me for that. There was no level of preparation that could have prepped me for how fucking... Oh my god, that was brutal. I mean, what the fuck? Well, that was episode 22. Jesus fucking Christ. I need some water. That battle was insane, and I don't know if anybody noticed it. I don't know if I was showing it, but the further that battle went along, the more anxious and nervous I got because the speed of the battle kept picking up. They did that so well. Like, this is the only time in the entire series I think I'm going to openly talk about it, maybe, but they did that phenomenally well. That was actually so good. Because that truly showed how quick that fight was. In the light novel, that fight spans like an entire chapter's worth of action and telling you what's happening, whatever it may be. The anime really showed you how quick it happened, and I think that's fucking awesome. They did that so well, it's gross. It's disgusting how well that was done. Oh my god. Oh man. Christ. and they end it with that revelation that Zenith has been reduced to a vegetative state. They're actually evil. They are actually evil. Wow, what an episode. I'm just trying to take it all in, honestly. More than anything, like, that's why I keep going silent for like 10 seconds at a time. I am like trying to take in what I just watched, because holy... I can't digest it all. I'm like in denial. I already went through this experience once, man. They forced me to go through it again. Oh, man. It's just the fact that, like, Rudy was already, like, at the lowest possible spot he could have been at. And then they took it down another level with the fact that all of that was for a vegetative state version of Zenith. It's... Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. The end of that episode was done phenomenally. In the worst way, like I said earlier, in the worst way possible, this episode was done to perfection. In the worst way possible. It's just like the fact that it's like dead silent. Where there's people talking, but we're seeing from Rudy's perspective, he's not fucking listening to anybody. With that soundtrack playing in the background, like around, before we get to the Zenith scene here, just this entire segment here. This entire segment is just dead silent. With a well, not dead silent, but dead silent from the perspective nobody's talking. You can't hear a voice. You don't hear anybody speaking, even though there is clearly people speaking in a scene like this. Rudy doesn't hear any of it. I mean, ugh. And then the only time you hear somebody talk is when Lilia comes up and hugs him and speaks in his ear, so he literally can't ignore it. Holy shit. I keep repeating this, but it's the truth. I knew this was going to happen. I am being forced to put through this torture again. I say forced like I'm forced to sit here and watch this show, but oh my god. I gotta say, I feel much worse watching the anime. I feel so much worse inside. Jesus, man. I think that's about it for non-spoiler stuff, I guess. I think that's about it. But yeah, we'll see where this goes next episode. But yeah, for non-spoilers, I think that's gonna wrap it up. We'll get into spoiler conversation now. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. They were setting up every death flag known to man here in this second conversation. The animation I'm genuinely floored by how well this was done. They brought a CGI Hydra in and made it still better than most anime fights. It was so good. Oh my god. I forget the exact reason that Paul saved Rudy. Like, I forget why he swooped in to hit him out of the way. It's just like one kind of... Yeah, Rudy was paying attention to, the tall hand and Roxy over there. He got distracted by what was happening with Roxy. And then the Hydra came in and nearly got him, and instead, you can see it right there, it fucking eats Paul. Literally eats him in half. And then Rudy shoves it. They're like so well done. So well done, dude. For all the production issues that I know season 2 has had, new directors, new animation teams, people leaving, like they did this episode justice, I'll say. Even with a CGI Hydra, they did this episode justice. I had said earlier in the Discord, I think, somewhere down the line, that if they had done a CGI Hydra, I was gonna lose it. I'm happy to say I think they did a really good job even with the CGI Hydra. Like, I said it during the non-spoiler section, but this episode is actually too good in the worst way possible. They went so hard on Paul's death. Like, showing him, like, this is crazy. And then showing him smiling, and then just this frame is legitimately evil. This frame right here, that is genuinely evil. The light novel, all the light novel did was show a very like dimmed image of Paul cut in half, so you could almost not see it. And the anime took that and said, yeah, hold my fucking beer, and then did this shit. Oh my god. And then the afterwards is done so well. I was super worried with how they adapted the Roxy reunion. I know as a fact that I got some stuff wrong with that. I know. I had, in my mind, I had been expecting a scene that was different from the light novel, but I felt like tonally the anime did it wrong. That is just how I felt, and it's still how I feel. whether it's actually how the author wanted the scene to be perceived, whatever it may be. I felt like tonally the scene was done wrong. It felt too comedy based with the way Rudy threw up and whatever. I'm not getting into that though. That's besides the point. That was a conversation I had last episode, and I don't want to dive into it again. But this one was done perfectly. My problem with this show is that one of the major points of the light novels is that Rudy really doesn't get emotional ever. The only time it happens is when Eris leaves. The whole arc with Eris, and from when Eris leaves him all the way until when Sylphie cures him is one of the few times in the series you see him cry. Like, there's a few events in there where he gets super emotional, super depressed, whatever it may be, but you don't see him cry much. But the anime in the other episode, now once again I could be remembering a light novel detail wrong, but when Paul hugs Rudy and is like, I'm a no good dad, it almost looks like Rudy's gonna cry, and that's not what happens in the light novel. Rudy does not get emotional like that. It just doesn't happen, and that is, once again, this is next episode stuff, but this is the spoiler section obviously, but that's the whole point of the upcoming stuff in the next 2 episodes. That's the whole point, is that Rudy starts to think that he needs to take this world more seriously and consider it his own. That's the point of the next 2 episodes, is that he becomes and starts to consider this world actually a world that he lives in, and he considers his new Rudy body himself. And I don't know if it's going to be jarring for anime viewers, because anime hasn't portrayed that very well, I don't feel. At this point in the light novels, Rudy still talks about himself like this body, this guy Rudy, like he talks about himself like he's outside of this Rudy persona looking in. And the whole point of the next 2 episodes is that he starts to realize, no, I can't do that. So we'll see how they adapt that, because that's a huge talking point of the next 2 episodes. But anyway, my whole thing was that, like, the crying thing got me a little worried, but they did this excellently. Not show you see Rudy's face like once, and it is at the very end of the episode here. Like, you see it once right here. It's just, I think it's this one right here. You see this. That is perfect. Actually perfect, because in this scene, Rudy is emotionless, and he stays that way for a while. He just tries to act like it. I hope they adapt that very well next episode as well. He like tries to come back and act like everything's okay, but the weight of Zenith and the weight of Paul horribly weighs on his mind. And I really hope we get that self-introspection that I'm really looking forward to in the next 2 episodes, because that's one of the major points of the end of volume 12, is that he realizes he never treated them like his real parents. He never considered them actual parents. He just looked at them as people and whatever it may be, which obviously that they are people, but he didn't look at them as though they were his parents. He didn't consider this world his own, and that is a huge talking point, and that is a big turning point, if you will, for Rudy's character, is that he then starts to consider this world his own, and like say his own sounds strange, but consider it that he is truly a part of this world, not some reincarnated character from the outside looking in at this Rudy character. No, he starts to believe he is Rudy. That's the biggest point that he comes away with here at the end of volume 12 that we're getting to. And then obviously he cheats with Roxy, so we'll see. That's definitely happening next episode. We'll see. Overall, I mean, I think I'm about out of thoughts to say here. Overall, I think this was, much like the Norn episode, this was probably one of the best adapted episodes. Like I was talking about, the speed of the battle felt like it was accelerating to the point where it was almost hard to keep up. But that's the point. This fight is supposed to be, this is supposed to be an insanely powerful boss. Things are happening all over the place. You have to be aware and ready to go, otherwise, much like Rudy almost did, and Paul actually did, you will die in a flash. It happened in an instant, and I think they captured that perfectly. At the end of the day, I think that's about it for this episode. This was an evil episode to post on Father's Day, you goddamn heathens at Mushoku Tensei. But this is a peak episode, and I don't know if excited is the right word, but I'm interested to see how they will adapt the next 2 episodes, because there's a lot of really dense character building content coming up here, which I feel like might be brushed over by the fact that he's gonna end up cheating on Roxy, or cheating on Sylphie. I feel like some people are gonna harp on that probably too much and maybe neglect the beautiful character development that goes on for Rudy during this arc. But we'll have to see. What an episode. I'm hurting inside right now. Like, seriously, I knew this was gonna happen, and the anime made it 1,000 times more painful. Like, I already went through this experience once, and now I'm going through it a second time, but worse, basically. Jesus. Anyway, I think that is going to wrap it up for my reaction to Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 22. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.